Good evening. It is Sunday night, December 3rd, and welcome to the Cincinnati Kids Vintage Baseball Card channel. Tonight's episode, I'm going to show a few LCS pickups, plus a couple of cards I had graded by SGC, what those have come back as, and then a neat story that I promised from a few videos back on just a tremendous act of generosity that my daughter and I experienced at our local card show back in October. So let's get to the pickups. First off here, Bo Jackson, Future Stars, 87 Topps. I think that's the, I'm not sure if this is the Topps traded or just a standard Topps card. I'm sure someone who's more versed in junk wax area than me would be able to tell me, but I remember I had this card a long time ago and always really liked it, and I lost it. I just think that Future Stars, the multiple colors, just really pops on this card, and he's seen a resurgence in the hobby, I think, quite a bit amongst collectors these days, and that's neat. '74 highlights, 75 Topps Bob Gibson. Throws his 3,000 strikeout. Not too badly centered there. It looks like, I don't know, it's just like it could be like trimmed off down there maybe. I don't know. Hard to say, or maybe it's a diamond cut. Don't think I'll have this graded. There's also some sort of weird little, didn't see that when I bought it. Some indentation, it is on the card. It's like a wax stain, or it looks like candle wax to me. That's just a classic pose. I may look for this card in a graded example someday. I really wanted to get this, and someday I'll display it on my wall display I'm going to build. Say Hey Kid. Did not pay 20 for this card. I pay about 20% off of that. It's about 16 bucks, I guess, before tax. That's a nice 72 Topps. Last year at the Giants. On the back there, you can see all his years of play and in military service in the 50s when he was still with the Giants when they were in New York. Say Hey Kid. And a couple 71 Topps here. I've been kind of getting into these lately, and this is a sharp one. It's not, there's a nicked corner there, and it's not centered, but I always thought this Phil Necro card was neat looking. I really like that background, that blue background, the sky and the trees in there, and he looks real intense. And oddly enough, you look at a 69 Topps card, I've got a 69 Topps card, and he looks way older than he does in this picture. So I don't know, just the angle of the shot or just the way the light was hitting him that day. Here he looks really young, and actually he'd been toiling in the minor leagues for some time before he got his break and helped them in the 69 season to finish strong. And then another 71 here. A high number, but not a short print. And I thought it was. I still might get this graded. It's hard to say that this corner is not great. But the centering is not bad on it. Top to bottom is a little off, but the picture is really cool and vibrant in the middle. I really like this Lou Brock card at the bat there on his shoulder. He looks like he's ready to go up and hit. Okay. So now I had sent in a few cards, about a couple here that I want to get graded through SGC, so I went through my LCS to do it. They were just really efficient, easy to go through them. So I've gone ahead and done that a couple times, and this is the second, or maybe second submission I've gotten back from them. So the first one was a crossover from Beckett, a Beckett case I really wasn't a fan of. The old Beckett cases that had the actual breakdown of the grade on the back, they don't do that anymore, and so I just like, the card was in there crooked, and it's got that weird sleeve, cellophane sleeve over it, and it's just sort of weird looking. So I want to get it crossed over. This is 55 Yogi Berra, 55 Bowman Yogi Berra. So this fills out trying to get a Hall of Famer, and also at least one Hall of Famer and post-war Hall of Famer, and at least one card from every major set released in the 50s and 60s. So this would be 55 Bowman, and it went in as a 2. And it crossed back over, there it is, as a 2. Definitely touched on the corners and some edges there, but the centering's pretty good on this card. Yogi Berra. Okay, the next 2 were, these were tops from the 60s, and trying to build forward towards my Hall of Famers, the 60 set. I don't know if I'm going to ever get all the 60 Hall of Famers, 1960 tops. Cards like this, you know, Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle are going to be tough from a price vantage point, even Hank Aaron. So I might not collect all of them, but at least several that I still like. I'm going to try to get that I don't have, maybe in a different set. And one of those is this guy. This is Warren Spahn. So I got my first Spawny card here. That's a really clean back. Down here, June 22nd. Looks like to take his 1959 season. Belts his 22nd career home run. So the guy could hit a little bit too. Not sure any left-hander ever match his win total again. Just a phenomenal pitcher. And here is, try to get this shown here with, not showing the grade quite yet, but just wanted you guys to see the card. This was an LCS pickup a while back. Just out of one of just a box of 60s, 70s tops. And it just goes to show you can find a nice card digging through boxes, which I do enjoy doing. Definitely want to do that more at a show, but definitely at the local card shop. They have a nice selection of boxes there. So I was hoping to get a 6 on this. Thought that would be fantastic. There is a little bit of a corner ding up on this corner, and some sort of odd yellowish border coloring in the border. I'm not sure if this bled out from the ink that was on the picture itself. It came back to 7. Maze, the centering's really good on it. The other corners are really sharp. It's a sharp image. Can't see a fisheye. There's a couple of print marks on here that are weird, but not a fisheye, nothing weird on there. That blue is really solid. I'm really happy with this card. This card is quickly becoming one of my favorites in my collection. Might even pop into the top 3. Might bump one of those out. Not the Clemente though. Never that card. So there's Warren Spahn. Okay. I need to get some stands. I'll try to invest in that in the future. Okay, next card is from the 65 top set. Again, another one of my favorite sets. 60 and 65 are 2 of my favorite sets from the 60s, and trying to get a lot of Hall of Famers in there too. And there's it's a second-year card, so the hat, the Rookie of the Year, or Hall of Fame rookie. What is it? I don't know what they call that. Tops. All-Star rookie. That's it. Sorry. Brain fade. Well, it's Tony Oliva. And I really like that purple on the yellow there, with the pennant yellow and the bottom purple where his name is. A little bit here, it's off left to right some. But SGC, I thought this would get us, I was hoping for a 5 or 6. The corners are pretty sharp. I wouldn't say they're throwing star sharp, but they are pretty sharp. There's a little bit of a mark there, and there's some sort of weird little, I'm not sure what that is there, mark on the border, like a little line. It's not a crease though. Got 7. Very happy about those two. So this was a part of the pickup from the local card show, the monthly card show here in my area that I got. I got this card raw from a dealer who I think was from Illinois. He had to be back on the other side of that state by 5 p.m. he said that day, and the show was kind of closing down. It was like 1:30, and well, I wasn't sure he was going to make it, and I'd seen his card and I came in and thought about it. And I came back, I'm like, yeah, I kind of wanted to get it, so I ended up, maybe that will stay there. I ended up going with, well, it's not going to do it. I ended up going with, looking through some of those other boxes, and it wasn't there, and I said, well, you know, I understood he had to go, and he says, hold on, wait a minute, I think I remember where it's at. And he went out to his truck, he's here, he's loading all his stuff up, trying to leave, and he brought this card back in. I took a look at it again, and I was like, wow, you know, boy, it's a little off, left to right, but I can't make this guy, he brought this card in for me and just say, no thanks, I'm gonna pass. So I decided I was gonna get it. Just thought, you know, goodwill, right? You know, try to spread some goodwill in his hobby, and you know, maybe he'll remember that down the road if I ever come up shop from him again. And so he had it listed raw here for 50 bucks, and I was kind of like, that's a little much. I said, can you do 30? He says, okay, I look at it again. He said, no, I don't think I can. It's condition. I can do 35. And I said, sold. So I don't know if that's a good deal on this card or not, raw, but boy, I really think it looks awesome in here, and it's a great story, but not as good as this story. So the final card I'm going to show here tonight on this episode, my daughter went with me to the card show along with my wife, and first priority was to try to find her a Joe Burrow card. She's a big Joe Burrow fan, and so we went to several tables, didn't really see anything. Really wanted to try to find this a simple rookie of his, and the Panini Donruss rated rookie, that iconic rated rookie emblem on there was kind of the one I was thinking for. It'd be a good starter card for that, for her fledgling collection. We got to about the 6th or 7th table, and the dealer asked, what are you looking for? And I said, Joe Burrow. And there's a gentleman standing there with a one of those large, huge Zion cases full of Joe Burrow cards. And he said, and the dealer said, this guy here has got all the Joe Burrow you're looking for. And so he just pulled out a bunch of his Burrow cards, handed them to me, just these exotic autographs, rare autographs, so forth, rookie cards. He said, that stack you have in your hand there is worth about 30 grand. And I'm like, okay. I think I'll start to set these down ever so gently, take a look of interest. And then about halfway through, this popped up. The Panini Donruss rated rookie Joe Burrow card. And I asked him, you know, what are you looking to get for it? And he says, if for your daughter? I go, yeah, she really loves Joe Burrow, and goes, it's free for the kid. First time at a show, and this is the kind of memory she's going to have, and I was just blown away by that, and just thanked the gentleman profusely, and he wouldn't take anything in return. I had cards I was willing to trade him, money I was going to pay him. He wouldn't accept. Just massive generosity there. I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But it does exist, and this hobby seems to be everywhere in this community, and just very thankful again for those of you that have watched and started to subscribe to my channel. Hope to continue to bring more quality videos coming up soon. Content, and back here is maybe a little bit of a preview, hint of what I might be talking about next in the next episode. Well, until then, good night. I'll see you next time.